Hello everybody. Okay, so I'm going to keep the video this way, but I need to stand up to begin with. And so I'm going to try and do it like that, and then I'll drop the camera down because I think it needs to be farther away, or I need to be further away. Then I feel really small. Okay, so today we're going to be using your ball again. And we use the ball in different ways, and today you need it pumped up, okay? Because we're going to use it to help us to stabilise when we're doing exercise, and also to create some resistance. And I sometimes find it's a really good way to work with beginners because, you know, we talked yesterday about the positive and the negative phase, and you're not quite sure, you know, you push and then you release. When you have something to press against or look to, it allows you to keep that little bit more control. We're going to spend majority of the class on the mat, okay, so it's 45 minutes. So make sure that you have enough warm clothes and that you're not going to be cold halfway through. But if you are cold, just get up and get some socks on. It's really important when you're doing back care to make sure that your body is warm the whole time. You can even wear a buff, okay, because I'm sure I've told you, I had meningitis as a child, and I can get a really stiff neck if I don't do a lot of Pilates. If you ever see me, I'm always wearing a buff, okay, because I don't like my neck being cold. So please feel free to wear a buff. Other than that, work within your, you know, limitations and adapt as you need to, because you know more about how your injury feels than I do. If you've got any specific questions, remember, contact me afterwards. Okay, here we go. I'll stand right back. Okay, you still can't see me, so I'm going to stand further back. I'll try not to shout too much. Try to think about standing with your feet in a hip distance apart. But I know some of you have balance issues, so if you need to step your feet out wider, please feel free to do that. Think about that little bit of tension and press forwards through the hips. So where the hip bones are here, you want to push those hip bones forward, not bend like this, okay? Because I've seen some funny sights this week. Then you want to place your hand onto your sternum and lift that up. So if you were doing weighted workout, for the people with a shoulder injury, we're going to concentrate today a little bit on what's called pectoralis minor. And it's a small muscle that sits underneath this big chest muscle and attaches the front of your rib cage to the inside of your shoulder. Okay, so it's like an extra little bit of strap. And what it does is it helps pull your shoulders back into position, but it helps you do this exercise. Okay, so your trapezius, there's a lot of it, but pec minor really helps. Then you want to move your head, and I want you to physically pick up your head and shove it right over the central part of your body. Roll your shoulders up, back and down, and think about how you're standing. Have that image of your spine running through the middle part of your body, and think about the muscles that wrap around it to hold it in this position. So don't be too relaxed and kind of in a slumpy position for this class. Really feel that you're creating a little bit of tension throughout the body whilst we're focusing and concentrating on moving and training the back to become stronger. The breathing technique is going to help engage and activate through the diaphragm here, which is interconnected with all the different kinds of muscles that we work. So when you breathe in, not only do I want you to feel like you're filling your lungs up with air, but I want you to think about this area of your back. So if you looked at your spine or your side of your body this way, we're deep, and you want to use all sides. Okay, I put my camera so far back I can see the internet is playing up. Okay, so you want that very deep movement. So when you breathe in all the way through the back, and then breathe out. And as you breathe out, try and feel like you're compressing the lungs and pushing the air out of your body. Okay, so breathing in, and then that slow breath out. It's going to be much better when I'm on the floor, when I get this camera sorted. Okay, so I'd like you to please stand and wriggle your toes. So we've done toe aerobics for quite a few times now. So wriggle, 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 okay? And then move your feet one at a time. Now when you're doing this, I still want you to have that focus on the front of the pelvis. So I don't want you to wriggle your feet and go this way. I want you to wriggle your feet and feel like you're moving forwards, like a kind of a train position. So the knee is moving forwards and your hips are not moving side to side, okay? You don't want to be doing a Marilyn Monroe walk. You want to be thinking more like walking like a soldier. Then you're going to take that opposite arm forwards and change sides. So as you're doing this now, you want to feel like you're moving from the shoulder joint, okay? So nothing, your hands not moving, it's just the shoulder joint swinging forwards and backwards. Okay, keeping the feet wider than your hips now. Just bend your knees a little bit so you feel like you can sit into the hip bones, keeping this area long and tall. You're going to bend your spine to the point where you feel the stretch, and then you're going to come back up to the centre. So this is all about exploring your range of movement. So we're moving the spine and we're stretching the muscles through the side of the body, and you need to think about, where do I feel comfortable? Now you'll notice I've got my hands on my legs. I'm aiming my fingers towards the outer part of my knee. What I want you to check is that when you're going to the side, you're not coming slightly forwards. Okay, so as you're going to the side, you're letting your head relax. And now you're going to let your arm come up and then you're going to bend. Okay, so you're going to let your arm come up and then you're going to bend. Now as you let your arm come up, try and point your elbow to the ceiling and imagine you're pointing it as far up as you can, so you get that little bit of opening through the rib cage. Okay, you're now going to take your right hand to your left hip, and then you're going to take your left hand to your right hip. You're going to turn your whole body to look over your shoulder, but you're going to make sure that your knees and your hips are still facing towards me. Okay, so that as you move, you remain in that upright position and you think about your spine being nice and long. 2 more goes. 1 more time. And then release. Bend your knees, roll both your shoulders, and then release down. Okay, taking your hands in front of your body, open them out wide and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now turn your palms down and bring them in front. Okay, so turn them out, open, squeeze back. Turn them down and squeeze in front. So I'm trying to get you to focus on those shoulder blades. Squeeze back and then turn and squeeze down. Okay, so the rest of the class we're going to be on the floor. I'm just going to drop the camera down so don't have a shock. It's hard to know where the camera is when the phone is this way. Woo! Are we good? Okay. Are we ready? So you want to make sure that when you're on your mat that you take your time coming into position. You need to make sure that you are comfortable and you're not distracted by thinking about, oh, I should have got this and I should have got that. When you first lie down onto the floor, it takes around a minute for your back to get used to being in this lying down position compared to standing up. So you can just sit here and take a few deep breaths. Now in the beginning we talked about opening up through the back. So when you're breathing, be consciously aware of where your back is touching the mat. And then as you breathe out, feel like when you squeeze your rib cage together, that you almost shrink away from the mat a little bit. So breathing in, and then slow breath out. And then again breathing in, and that slow breath out. Now you're going to place your thumbs like this across your belly button and your fingertips down towards the front of your pelvis. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, try and hold your hands. Now when they pull away, you'll still be in contact, okay? But you should feel like a shrinking effect. Lift your right foot up. Lift your knee up. Tap your foot down. As you're doing this movement, I want you to think about how your stomach muscles are working. You should feel them contract. You shouldn't feel them push forwards. Move your hands right to the side of your hips and make sure that your hips are staying still and that you're not rolling your hips side to side when you're doing this exercise. Relax your shoulders and we start again. Taking your hands here, rolling your shoulders back and down. Let your elbows relax down. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, hold your stomach muscles away from your hand. Lift that leg up and tap it to the floor. Just check when you're doing that. My mat's all rolled up. When you're doing this, that you're not letting your belly stick forwards, that you can keep it fairly flat. Then take your hands to your hips and make sure you haven't got any rotational movement. Okay, taking the arm out wide, you're going to take the ball out to the side, you're going to lift it up and you're going to take the ball out to the other side. When you lift the ball up, you're going to squeeze the ball with your hand, you're going to turn your head to look at your hand. You're going to lift, you're going to squeeze and you're going to turn. So your head is going to look at the ball. You're going to let your knees go over to the other side. They don't have to go very far. And you want to go fairly slowly with this so that you can feel that stretch happening. So you come up, turn and hold. And again, up, turn and hold. Don't forget to squeeze the ball as we're moving. Try not to hold your breath. Lovely. One more time. Okay. Taking the ball now and placing the ball between your kneecaps. You're going to keep your feet flat onto the floor. You're going to take a deep breath in and imagine when you're squeezing your belly in tight that you put pressure onto that ball. Now this is going to help activate the pelvic floor muscle, which is really important when looking after your back. So you want to feel where those hip bones were, and we were focusing on the hip bones, that you're trying to pull your hip bones closer together this way. And you also want to feel like you're trying to pull the front and the back of your hip bones together. You can't do it, but you want to have the sensation. So take a deep breath in, breathe out, squeeze, and try and think about squeezing and holding the bones in tight. Arms are up, and we're going to do toy soldier arms. And I don't know about you, but if you've done weighted workout, this is where my arms are all of a quiver. Okay, so keep the pressure on the ball whilst you're moving the arms and be conscious that your back is feeling strong and long. Keep breathing, doing really well. 2 more goes, 1 more go, and then recover. Keeping the ball between the knees, you don't have to press. You're going to roll over to the side and then you're going to press the ball as you bring the legs back up. So you're going to roll over to the side, then you're going to squeeze the ball and breathe out as you come back up. If you can, take both your hands to the opposite direction, breathe out, squeeze the ball and move over to the other direction. Breathe out, squeeze and lift. So you're going to turn your head as you're moving, taking your time and trying to pressurise the ball as you come back up. Let's just do your last one. And then release. Okay, keep hold of the ball, this time between your hands. You're going to pressurise the ball above your chest. So you don't want it over your head, you want it over the midline of your chest. Think about where your heart is, and it's roughly there. Take a breath in, breathe out. Now feel that sensation of drawing down low into the stomach muscles, and then lift your right foot up. If you feel okay, lift the left foot up. If you think my belly's sticking out now, keep that foot down. So you're going to squeeze and you're going to take the ball behind your head and you're going to make sure your back stays onto the floor. Then you're going to bring the ball forwards and you're going to drop it down. You're going to lift up. You're going to take that back behind your head. You're going to bring it in, and if you can, you're going to do that knee bend. But listen, Notice how it's just the tips of my toes that are touching and I'm not letting my legs relax. Okay, so let's do it together. Deep breath in, breathe out, hold, lift one foot, lift both feet if you want to. Take the ball back behind your head. Don't let your back arch off the floor. As you bring the ball down, drop your legs. As you push the ball up, lift your leg or your legs. Now remember, if you're finding it hard to stabilise, keep one foot down onto the floor. This is all about control of the movement, and you don't want your back coming away from that mat at all. So what you can do is you can just do one leg, and with the foot that's on the floor, you make sure that it's firmly in contact. Okay, so you keep going and then release. Okay, so this time we're doing the stretch we did before, but I want you to hold onto your leg and see if you can move your leg slightly further over. Come back up to the centre, hold the ball. As you go over, see if you can move the leg. So you need to use your arm to move the leg. And then back to the centre. You're going to take that ball back between the kneecaps, and you're going to take your feet out slightly wider. So it's kind of like a triangle shape. You're going to bend your elbows, place them down onto the floor, and you're going to make sure your feet are flat. Now you're going to press down through your feet, and you're going to try and lift your hips up so they're more or less in line with your hands. Now these hip bones we were talking about earlier, I want you to push them up. Okay, so I don't want to have your hips hanging down. If you need help, use your hands and then try and keep your belly flat. Okay, so from there, keep that pressure on the ball. Don't let go and drop your ball. Okay, it's forfeit if you do that. And then you're going to come in and down. Okay, so feet out wide, feet are flat. Lift, lift, lift. Hold, hold, hold. Down, down, down. Recover. Make sure that you don't curl your toes. You don't lift your feet. You don't do anything other than push down flat. Lift, lift, lift. Hold, hold, hold. Down, down, down. And recover. So when you're lifting up, you're pushing through the feet. You're trying to get your hips forward. You're keeping your neck nice and long. You're keeping your chin tucked in. And you're lowering your body up and down like a drawbridge. You're not curling. You're just keeping your shoulder blades onto the mat. And you're working, and you should be feeling it through the backs of your thighs. And again. One more time. And then release. Okay, so we're going to use the ball to help release the hamstring. And you're going to place it onto the floor and you're going to straighten it. Now it needs to be in the middle part of the muscle, so not underneath your knee. And what you're going to do is you're going to push against the ball and roll your hips side to side. Okay, so as you're rolling, push into the ball and then bring the other knee over your chest. You've got one leg on the ball. You can rest your foot onto the floor and you can still do that rolling movement here. Okay, so you can do a circle with your knee, okay? Or you can just go side to side, whatever feels good for you. Take that ball away and try onto the other side. So make sure it's more or less your arm length. That's kind of in the right place for that. Okay, so you want to straighten your leg out along the ball and just roll. Okay, imagine that you're trying to flatten it out. Once you feel comfortable, bring the other knee in, and remember, try not to lift the shoulders, but pull the leg in and drop your shoulders down, and it really helps with this to move the knee. Now, I particularly like circling my leg. This is a really nice way to get a little bit of movement and flexibility into the hamstring muscle through a massaging effect. Hazel would be good at this. Okay, and then release down. All right. So this time you're going to place the ball back between the knees and we're going to take your feet hip distance apart and we're going to pressurise the ball with a 4-second count in the bridge position. So that's why we did your hamstring release first. Hands are either down by your side or into that bent position. If you're in the bent position, push with your elbows and get your triceps to work. Take a breath in, breathe out, hold your muscles in, push down and lift. Now remember those hip bones, we want to push up with those. And you're going to go push, 1, 2, 3, 4, release, but you don't drop down. Push, 1, 2, 3, 4, release, but don't drop down. Keep your feet flat onto the floor. Don't let your feet roll away. Don't lift your toes. And release. And again, last time. Push, 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 push. Now come down in one go. Keep the ball there. Roll over to the side. And then as you come back up, squeeze the ball and breathe out. Now what you might find by this stage that your body's moving just a little bit easier, and you might find that you can go into a bigger range of movement. So try just to keep stretching. Think also about your hands. When you reach with your fingers as if you're trying to touch the opposite wall. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do quick movements. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop the hips down and lift up, and we're going to repeat that 4 times. Okay, so taking a deep breath in, breathe out, hold your belly in tight, feet firmly onto the floor, push and lift. Now, think about clapping your hands as if you're in some kind of Spanish flamenco dance. Ready, go. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Drop down. Only rest when you're in the down position. So don't let go of the tension after you've done your 10 claps. Okay, you want to come down nice and slowly. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, hold your arms in tight, push down, ready, steady, go. Go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. And then come down and then let go. On that 10th one, see if you can keep the compression on the ball the whole time. Take a deep breath in, tuck your chin in, hold your arms in, lift up, go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and squeeze and down. How are your hamstrings doing? Are we all right? Okay, last time. Deep breath in, breathe out, push up, 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 and go. Up, 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 push, 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 push. Squeeze it and release. Good work. Keep your ball there. Take your arms and legs to the side and lift up and over. See if you can just reach with your arms a little bit further. 2 more goes. Turn your head. Lovely. 1 more time. Over you go. There we are. Lovely. Okay. So we're going to use the ball now to make our hip flexor work a little bit harder when we're doing dead bug. So we're going to practice dead bug without the ball to begin with. Arms are up, shoulders are down, chin is tucked in. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, hold and stabilise in your core, in this lower part. Lift one foot up, lift the other foot up if you want to, but I'm only going to stay with one for now. You're going to take the opposite hand to your knee, okay? So you're going to touch your hand to your knee, and then you're going to stretch the opposite arm and leg away, and then you're going to come up, and you're going to touch your hand to your knee. Now notice both arms are moving. Now if you find it difficult to do both arms moving at the same time, keep that one arm up and just move that one side, okay? Release down. We're going to try onto the other side. Deep breath in, breathe out, stabilise low, foot up. Now if you want to lift the other foot up, you're still only going to do that one side, okay? You're only going to do that one side. If you want to use both arms, you can do, okay, because it's a little bit more functional. And then release down. Excuse me, I need to put my tights on. Okay, let me scoop my bum up in the air. I think it's all doing those hip raises. So what we're going to do is you're going to get the ball in your right hand and you're going to place it on your left knee, and it's not going to lose contact. You're going to push the ball towards your knee, but you're also going to push your knee towards the ball. Ball in the right hand, left arm up, take a breath in, breathe out, put the ball on your left knee. If you feel okay, lift your right leg up. You're going to move the opposite arm and leg, but this hand is going to stay onto the ball. If you're a beginner and this is too hard, you can do the ball and the knee on that one side, okay? Do one more time, and then release down. With the ball, take the ball above your head, and then take your feet out into your frog stretch. Now I need your feet in contact. Let the ball rest into your hands and just let your hips jiggle around. Okay, so you want to feel that you're opening up through the hips. So don't work on trying to keep the knees up. Try and let gravity increase the range of movement in your hip. Coming back up to the centre, take the ball in your left hand. Squeeze the ball's going to push against your right knee. Your right knee is going to push up, your ball's going to push back, and you're going to get extra work through that hip. So take a deep breath in, breathe out, lift up. So you're going to do 6 of these, okay? I think we did 6 on the other side. 6, I like doing 6s. Here we go. If you're a beginner though, and that is too hard, do the ball and the arm moving like this, okay? Or if you want to have a rest in between, just see if you can do 2 more. The other way to make it easier is don't do a straight leg, but do that knee dip that we practiced with in the beginning. And then release, feet down, soles of the feet together, ball above your head, let your hips rock and roll. Okay, so keeping the hips in this position, roll over and get that ball underneath your butt. Now you're going to try and push against this and open up through the hip. What's going to happen is your ball's going to press into your hip socket, and it's going to try and stretch through the front of the hip by rolling over. Okay, change over to the other side. So you're going to place it underneath your buttock. You're going to stay in this frog stretch, and you're going to roll over it. Okay, you're going to roll over it. Feel your hip joint is being pressed from the back in. You know, like you pop the avocado stone out. Don't pop your hip out though. And again, one more time, and then release. Take the ball out. This time, place it under your knee, okay? Let that leg fall out. Just let your leg rest there and just allow the hip to relax. Okay, so no movement. Change over to the other side. You will need to straighten out the other leg as to allow that hip to roll out. So don't fight it. Feel like you're just resting your leg comfortably onto like a pillow area. Okay, now we're going to do through the lower back. So you're going to place your feet down onto the floor, and you're going to put that ball or your cushion underneath your bum, not onto your back. Keeping your chin tucked in, you're going to bring one knee over your body, and you're going to place the foot down. You're going to bring the other knee over your body, and you're going to place the foot down. Now as the knee comes up, you'll feel your body weight going onto that ball. If you want to, okay, and you've got good balance, you can hold underneath the knee. But if you feel like you're wobbling too much, keep your hands down onto the floor. Now this is not for everybody, okay, so if you're feeling all right, you can bring both knees up and go into your frog stretch position and just roll onto the ball. Now you probably thought, why are you using these bendables? Because listen, they don't pop. Famous last words. Okay, and then taking it in and down. Roll your both knees over to the side, then roll up and over the ball the other side. So you kind of press it into that sacroiliac joint area. But if you find it a strain, don't go so far, okay? Then the last time, bring both knees up, and if you feel okay, Hug your knees to your body and release. So keep your chin tucked in, and you have a little bit of release through the lower back fascia. And then again, one more time, and then recover. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of work through the shoulder. You're going to roll over, and you're going to place this underneath your right shoulder, all right? So your right arm's going to come out, your left shoulder is on the mat. And what you're going to do is you're going to do your toy soldier arm up and over that ball. Now I find I need to get my legs straight because I find it too hard to bend my knee. Okay, now you're going to circle the arm around, but you've still got that ball underneath your shoulder. Okay, and then release. Let your arm rest out to the side. If your shoulder's uncomfortable, you can bend. If it's really uncomfortable, rest it onto the ball. But let the weight of your shoulders stay on that ball. Okay, bring your knee in and then change over. Place it underneath the left shoulder, straighten out the left leg. So you want to move out to the side and in to begin with. So you're kind of draping your shoulder and your arm over the ball. Make sure it's not really on your arm, but really underneath your shoulder. Then you're going to do toy soldier arm. Okay, you don't have to put too much effort into that. You want to let the shoulder release and relax in position, and then see if you can do a circle. Okay, so you can go clockwise or anti-clockwise, and just let that ball rest underneath your shoulder. And then release. Okay, take the ball now behind your head. Make sure it's on your head and not on your neck. And keeping your arms out wide and away from you, a bit like in a snow angel position. So you're going to do the snow angel arms, okay? So feel like you're lifting the arms up. Now start small range and go through a wider range when you feel comfortable, but keep your chin tucked in and the back of your neck long. Okay, now rest your arms down by your side, lift your chin up and turn your head to the right. Remember, if you get dizzy, don't lift your chin up too much and drop your chin down. Now turn your head without lifting your chin. Don't go too quickly, and be careful if you've got a ponytail. Now drop your chin down, turn your head to the side and the other side. Okay. Take that ball away, let your body relax and release down into position, and then you're going to roll over onto your side, facing towards me. Okay, you're going to place that ball underneath your rib cage, and you're going to lie onto the ball, but you're going to support your head to begin with. You're going to bend your knees so that your knees are in line with your hip, yeah, and then your feet are together. Now support the weight of your head, but kind of rest onto that ball. So it's not on your armpit, and it's not on your belly area, okay? So make sure you got that right. Hold the other hand in front, and we're going to do the clam. I was going to say the crab then. You don't want to be doing the crab. You're going to lift the knee up and down. But this time I want you to roll away and roll forwards, okay? Don't often let you roll. But I want you to roll with the ball and roll in onto your arm so that you have a good sense of balance. You're doing that hip movement, but you're also rolling forwards and backwards. Now when you roll forwards, use this arm to control the balance so that you're not falling over. And again, now lifting that top leg, take your leg back, roll forwards. Take your leg forwards, roll back a little bit. Take your leg back, roll forwards. Take your leg forwards and roll back. So you don't have to go too far with this. Think about kind of like you know, like somebody going on a seesaw where one bit's up and one bit's down, and then release. Now stay there, bring the knee in and see if you can do your quad stretch, and if you feel good, let your head roll down. If that feels uncomfortable, yeah, keep supporting your head, and then release. Okay, so you're going to take the ball away, and you're going to bring the ball back between the kneecaps, and you're going to lie down flat. Hopefully that's released some of the tension into your rib cage. Feet stay together. You're going to lift your feet up off the floor, and you're going to point your knees towards, put your feet towards the ceiling and your knees to the floor. Then you're going to rotate, put your feet down and lift your knees up. Now I don't want you to roll too much. So roll this way, keep squeezing the ball, and roll that way. If you think you can balance or you want more work, you can take the other hand behind, but listen, don't fall over. I find it a bit easier to focus this way, and again, and down. Now, lift both knees up, and both knees down. Both knees up, and both knees down. One more time, both knees up, and both knees down. Okay, so we're going to release to the hips. You put the ball not quite on your kneecap, and you just go back into this position. You're going to roll against that ball just to release the tension here. So you can quite often have a lot of tension in that IT band, especially when it comes towards the knee. So if you get any pain on the outside of your knee, you can do this with a foam roller, but let me tell you, the ball is a bit easier to do it in. Okay, straighten the bottom leg out, lie down flat, take the ball above your head, straighten the top leg out if you can, and hold your belly in. Now remember, if you find it painful on your hip, put your towel under your hip. If you're not good at balancing, bring one leg forwards. Take that ball and tap it to your thigh. Then take it down and tap it to your hand. If you want to, you can stay just doing this shoulder movement. If you think you could do a little bit more work, you can lift the upper body and tap your leg and take it down. Okay, so you can lift up onto your elbow and take it down. If you think you could do more work again, you can lift the leg, but you want to tap further down the leg. Okay, so you don't want to lift the leg and tap in the same place. If you're lifting the leg, you tap further down. And if you're feeling super strong today, you can lift both legs and take it down. And again, one more time, lift both legs and take it down. Okay, so we're going to come up to sitting, and you're going to come into the mermaid position. Now, if you've got any knee or hip problems, the mermaid position is challenging for you. You know, just sit wherever it's comfortable. Ideally, you want your hip one turned in, one turned out. You can use your ball to wedge behind to support your weight if you want to. So we're going to do 2 up and 2 over. So with the up, you want to push your hip forward and lift the arm up and drop the hip down and tuck your hand as if you're reaching for the ball. So you lift the hip up and take it down. Now, from there, you're going to take it over to the side and then take it down and tap the floor. Coming up and over, taking it to the side and then taking it down and taking it over. So this next one is the pussycat one that we've done before. So you have both hands onto the side and you start the movement through your hip. So you roll backwards, okay? So you roll your bum down and then you imagine you're a cat and you're going to do not lick the mat. You're going to lick the mat, lift your head, roll back, come forwards, down and up. Roll back, come forwards, down and up. Okay, let's roll over onto the other side. Okay, so we're going to start on your side and you're going to place the ball underneath your rib cage. Remember, not in your armpit and not on your belly. You're going to support the weight of your head and you're going to bring your knees up in front. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at me. Every time I'm moving around, these leggings are kind of creeping further and further down. I'll be flashing my bum soon. Here we go. Feet together, arm in front. So you're going to roll onto it and roll off it, okay? So as you're doing that clam, as you're coming up, you're moving back a little bit, then you're moving forwards a little bit. But this hand on the floor is really supporting your weight. Yeah, so you're going to roll back a little bit, and then you're going to roll forwards a little bit. And you're going to roll back a little bit, and then you're going to roll forwards a little bit. So if you feel good, you're going to straighten that top leg out. As you take the leg back, you roll forwards. As you take the leg forwards, you roll back. Now if you've got a pillow, you can still do this on the pillow, but really these balls cost about £7. So, you know, instead of buying yourself 2 coffees next week, buy yourself a little ball. You can buy them from the physical company, and if you sign up to get their newsletter, which you can stop afterwards, you get 10% discount. Okay? Good work. And again, one more time. And then release. Now, if you feel okay, lie down. Keep that bottom leg bent. And just lift up. I don't think I did this on the other side. You're just going to lie into it and lift up. And again, one more time. And down. Okay, so now you have a choice. You can either be here or here. So, if you feel okay, lying onto that leg and onto the ball, and then you're going to come away and take the ball over. So, you're going to lift, and you're going to tap the outside of your leg. And you're going to take it down, you're going to tap the floor. Turn and see if you can squeeze the ball a little bit. If you feel okay, lift the leg up and tap. Alright, so as you go in, breathe out, lift your leg and tap. Remember, the higher you lift your leg, the further down your leg you tap. If you're feeling super strong, both up and both down. Keep breathing. Good work. One more time. Last time down. And then release. Okay, so support your head. Bring the knees back into the centre. Okay, so you slightly roll forward. Feet are together. Knees are together. Lift the feet up off the floor and dip the knees down. Then tip the feet and lift the knees. So you tip one way, and then you tip the other way. So you should be feeling this. If you could balance enough to hold onto the side of your body, you'd feel how strongly these side stabilizers are working for you to do this. Now see if you can lift both legs up. And remember, if you want to work harder, you don't support. It's quite hard to do that one. And again, one more time. And release. Take that ball underneath, out apart, and just rest your leg onto it. You can move if you want to, but it wants to be just above your knee, where that area can be super, super tight. Okay? That's the kind of exquisite kind of pain for me. And then release. Okay, all onto your chest, head down. Let your body relax. Then peel up off the ball and push away. Push your chest forward, lengthen your legs out. Drop your head down. And then lift up. Okay, take the ball away. Hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up and back into your child's pose. Knees are apart, head is down. And then coming up to sitting into your mermaid. This way. Is it this way? No, it's this way. Into your mermaid. Okay, 2 up, 2 over, 2 pussycats. Ready, up first, open your hip, come in, and tuck in and down, and then again, up and open, lovely. On the over, remember you want to kind of think of that nice flowing movement, reaching in and down, and again, up and over. Ooh, my hair's all coming out. Here we go, in and down. Okay, so on the cat one, remember both hands are on the side. You roll back, then you come forward, then you lift your head up, and then you roll back, then you come forward, and you lift your head up. See if you can do one more, last one here. Roll back, lean forward, head up. Okay, let's come into pelvic rock. When I look at myself at the beginning of the videos, I look good, and then by the time the end comes, my hair's everywhere, my clothes have gone for a walk, everything's happening. I hope you're in the same kind of state of disrepair. At least you know it's live, and there's no outtakes in this one. Okay, because of the way the camera angle is, I'm going to let you come up off the floor in a way that suits you. Don't forget to do a couple of deep breaths just to gather your thoughts at the end, and just see how you feel. What I'm finding with the spiraling movements and this work through the fascia that we've been doing is that you're going to feel very grounded. Okay, you can use that word in a way that suits you, but your body's going to feel, as they used to say in Manchester, within yourself. Okay, diolch yn fawr. See you all tomorrow if you're going to come and do step with me. Otherwise, I'll see you on Saturday morning. Diolch yn fawr i chi gyd. Okay, I'm going to crawl forwards now and switch this off somehow. Look at my hair. Take care, everybody. Hwyl fawr.